Hi. All right. Okay. Let's talk about this. All right. This is some big news coming out of San Antonio. And, we've been curious on the Gregg Popovich situation, and it seems like we finally got confirmation. And it's sad, but also good at the same time. So as we can see here, this is what the Spurs have officially released. They said that Popovich, he suffered a mild stroke, and it occurred November 2nd at the Frostbank Center. So he has already started the rehabilitation process and is expected to make a full recovery. And as far as when he'll return as head coach on the sidelines, that is still to be determined. So we don't know for sure if he'll be back. So as you guys know, we looked at our boy, right? Our boy Mitch Johnson, in which they asked him, hey, when is Pop going to be back? Is Pop going to be back for this season? And he couldn't answer it. He couldn't answer if he'll be back for the season. And at that point, we already made the assumption, or at least I did. I made the assumption it was pretty serious. Like it's not just it's a cold, or it's the flu. This seems genuinely serious. And as we can see here, yes, it was pretty serious. So bad news is it was a stroke. So that's scary. That's scary for anybody, but especially at his age. But the good news is they say he's expected to make a full recovery. Some more good news is he's in constant communication with the team. So I know Mitch Johnson has brought that up as well, that, hey, I stay in communication with him. I'm always talking to him. He's giving me advice on things. So we're good in that respect. Our GOAT seems to be doing okay, that he's going to be all right. I hope, that he can come back and everything can get going. But if not, I'm just happy that he rests. Now, what's been disgusting, before we look at Brian Wright and what he had to say about the whole situation, what's been disgusting is some of the Spurs fans. Like, I told you guys, I'm a part of a few toxic communities, and I didn't realize I was a part of these toxic communities until I actually paid attention to my community, right? The Dragon Ball community, toxic, is kind of terrible. I didn't know the Dragon Ball Z community sucked so bad. Me being in it, I had no idea. When I actually communicated with some of these people, they're awful. And obviously Cowboys fans, they're terrible too. So I'm part of that community, and I can't stand Cowboys fans. And Spurs fans are actually pretty dope, okay? Spurs fans are actually pretty great. But if I'm being honest, there's a few people, just like any community, there's a few of them that just are just kind of terrible. And this whole situation, there's been gossip and people getting angry on whether or not or why the Spurs wouldn't tell them personally what's going on with Popovich. It's so weird. It's so strange. Okay. I think it's kind of a parasocial relationship here, which I don't think that necessarily parasocial relationships are bad, right? I think to some extent, some of the people in the chat might have a parasocial relationship to me. Like, I watch certain YouTubers and I have a parasocial relationship to a degree, but I feel like it's going way too far when you get angry on why the Spurs are not giving you information on Gregg Popovich's health. I don't know how that changes the fandom at all. I don't know how that changes anything if you know exactly what it is. I don't know. Parasocial relationship. What does parasocial mean? From my understanding, is basically just having some type of like relationship with someone you don't necessarily know. It's kind of one way, like kind of a one-way street. Let's see. We can Google parasocial relationship definition. Here we go. Parasocial relationship is a one-sided, non-reciprocal connection that someone develops with a media figure or a fictional character they don't know in person. So yeah. So I think a lot of people have like really strange parasocial relationships when it comes to the Spurs. And we all do at some degree, right? Like, I love some of the players. Like, I have this idea of Manu Ginobili, the type of player he is, the type of person he is, and I don't know him personally, right? He can end up being an absolute jerk in real life. I don't know. But I don't think any of us are entitled to Popovich's medical history or medical records. I don't think that made any difference. And I definitely didn't want to speculate or say maybe it was this, maybe it was that. All I knew was it's serious because Pop is never out this long. That's all I was going off of, and I was just hoping he's okay. But it was so many people that were disingenuous, and you want me to be charitable, but it's hard to be charitable when you sit there and you tweet things out like, oh man, I heard he's on paralysis. I heard this, I heard that. Who's going to be the next coach? I don't know. I don't. That's just whack to me. It's weird. And then they get so angry. Respect the guy's privacy. I agree, Clank. Yeah. It's just not that serious. This is serious, but it's not that serious for us to know exactly. We know it's something. Let's just keep them in our hearts, right? And move on. I don't understand that. All right. So I went on my little soliloquy there. Let's go ahead and listen to Brian Wright and what he has to say. Oh, somebody commented. Hold on, this might be informative. My father got a mild stroke. Doctor told him he can't afford to get a stroke for the second time. It'll be dangerous. We'll be totally lying on the bed. Oh man. Pop should retire and take rest. Yeah, that's tough. My dad had a mild stroke last year, same age as Pop. He's been okay, just more angry about things for some reason. Pop should decide for Pop. It might be coming, a retirement might be coming. It might be coming. Yeah, I hope he's all right. I hope he can, come back and coach, but we've seen how Pop gets on the sidelines, guys. We might see a whole different Pop, We see how Pop gets on the sidelines. I don't know. Yeah, it can rewire the mind. Dude, after having a stroke, he's probably done. It's tough, man. And then they said at the Frostbank, like maybe. I don't want to speculate too much. Hopefully Pop will be all right. Hopefully he feels 110% and he can come back and, finish off the season or whatnot, but if he can't, he can't, It is what it is. My father had a mild stroke as well. Dang, guys. But he was a smoker and had to have surgery, but he's doing good. Same old person to me. Oh, that's awesome. All right. Let's listen to our GM. Let's listen to our GM.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you all for being here. I'm just going to start. First and foremost, it's our thoughts, prayers are with Coach Pop and his family. It's a difficult time for everyone. I think, Coach Pop has been the leader of this organization for the last 3 decades, right? And we all have come across or know people that just have a different aura, different presence about them. And clearly he's one of those people. When we walk into the building each and every day, we feel that leadership, we feel that presence. And so not having him, there's clearly a void. And we miss him. At the same time,
Why am I feeling emotional right now? Guys, when that time comes and Pop retires, I might have a Manu Ginobili moment. I cried when Manu retired. Okay. All right.
I'm extremely proud of the team. The team being the players, the staff, everybody that's bonded together through a difficult time. And
there's that parasocial relationship, see? I get emotional and I don't know him personally.
And it's exactly what Coach Pop would want us to do. And so, it's on all of us to play our part, to play our role, to continue to lean on each other, support each other, and be there for one another. And we look forward to the day that we can welcome him back. But it takes a village, and we're all committed to that. But most importantly, we're committed to making sure that he has everything he needs and giving him the time and space to continue to recover. And we'll look forward to getting him back.
Best as you.
Dang. Is there any other questions you can ask? 30 plus years and 5 championships. That's, man. He's our Pop for sure. Yeah.
You can tell us just how is he doing?
He's doing well.
Oh, sorry. I was trying to move I forgot this isn't YouTube. I can't move the closed captions.
He's doing well.
Elon sucks.
I'm sure another question will come and, well, what has he said? Well, he's going to ask, why are we turning the ball over so much? And that's all of you that know Coach Pop. That's exactly how he is. And you know him, he's tough and he's a fighter and he's going to work. So, you know, we're all here for him. But he's doing okay.
Ryan, originally it was reported that Coach Pop would be.
That's Carolina Teague. She always asks the best questions. I'm not being biased here. I really do think that.
You know, we're all here for him. But he's doing okay.
Ryan, originally it was reported that Coach Pop would be out, but what went into the specifics to go into detail as to what occurred today in particular?
Yeah, why today? That's a good question. See what I'm saying? She killing it. You killing it, girl. You killing it. Why today?
I'm sorry. Could you ask that again?
That question wasn't that hard. Brian Wright, full of it.
It was reported he was out due to health concerns, but what went into the decision to go into detail today to say what occurred as far as the details of his health?
I got you. I think, you know, in these situations, it's important to have time to understand exactly what's going on. And with time, you're able to speak to things transparently and give an update as to where we are. And so as we had time to take information in, it was the right time to share with everyone as to where we are and what's going on.
Well, there you go. All you people that are entitled saying, you should tell me his medical records. Well, hey, it takes some time to know fully what's going on, right? Then the same thing happened with, I mean, completely different situation, but the same thing happened with the Primo thing too. Didn't it take a minute? Like all the information that we got was from the therapist and from like people on Reddit that heard about some things that he was doing in the hotel rooms while they were in Las Vegas.
Time allowed that.
I don't know if you can speak on it, but just sort of the immediate response, you know, thankfully Pop was here when it happened. Can you talk about the immediate response from the medical staff?
I won't get into details about any of the medical portion, but clearly we're extremely thankful for everyone in these situations, you know, in times of medical emergencies, and all of the preparation and effort and thoughtfulness in those moments. And we know that's a precious part of, you know, outcomes, and we're thankful for the team and all their hard work and everyone that was a part of that.
Ryan, the open-ended nature of this, what's your confidence level, comfort level with who's in charge, how it's being taken care of while Pop is away?
Yeah, I think
I don't even know what you could say that's like negative there. We got a great medical staff, that's true. Funny enough, there was a Tim Duncan sighting in practice recently. There was a Tim Duncan sighting in practice. Don't get your hopes up though. I think Tim Duncan said he hates coaching, so.
As I said, Pop's led this organization for 3 decades. We'd all be fools not to pay attention at some point to watch, learn. And I think, as I said before, it's no one person's job to fill Pop's shoes in this moment. It's a village. And so, as I said, we've all bonded together. We're all playing our roles in that part, and we'll continue to do that. And it's what he would want, and so that's what we're going to continue to do.
I need to tell you guys this as well, okay? I mean, most people will agree with this. There will never be another Pop, all right? So regardless of what happens for the future, if we do decide, or Pop decides, you know, he's not coming back, there will never be another Popovich. Doesn't mean you can't win championships. Other coaches have won championships. Other coaches have had dynasties. But you won't have a Popovich. I don't know if there'll ever be, especially how the NBA is set up now. I don't know how long this will take. Maybe not in our lifetime, that there will be another coach to even reach his win record. Like it just, too many coaches are let go so quickly. in today's NBA. So there just never be another Pop, you know. Hopefully, you know, whoever takes the reins can do a good job, and maybe we can create a dynasty. You have Wemby. That's a huge plus in and of itself, right? You know, that's probably the most important piece of anything is the superstar talent on the team. But yeah, it just won't be another one. It just won't be another one.
Brett, Brown has extensive head coaching experience. What was the decision, what went into the decision to hand over the reins to Mitch, and just how do you think he's been handling?
Mitch was the next one up, wasn't he? Or
Yeah, I think Mitch has done, and the entire staff has done a phenomenal job of continuing forward, continue to execute on Pop's vision for the team and how we want to play.
And that is why, I'm sorry, I'm stopping a lot. That is why we cannot criticize Mitch Johnson or praise him way too much, right? It can't be, you can't do that. This is not his program. It's Popovich's program. And all they're doing at this point is, yeah, he's putting his little flavor on it, but I mean, they're just reiterating what they've went over in the offseason and what Pop wants for the team. So, yeah, we can't look at it that way. We're just trying our best to keep this boat, you know, above water while Pop's gone.
And we played well in these moments. And so Brett, he has great corporate knowledge as to what we do and why we do it and how we do it. And,
Brett Brown?
And the standards with which that we need to operate by. And he's done a great job of supporting and assisting Mitch and the staff altogether. They've done a great job of trying to continue to execute on what Pop has asked this team to do from the start of the season until now.
What specifically went into giving Mitch the job?
Yeah, again, those specifics I won't touch on. We've done it different ways in different time periods. You know, if Pop's gotten tossed from a game or whatever the case may be. But both of them, like I said, it's going to take a group. Brett's experience and Mitch's experience, and I think they've done a really nice job.
These players are obviously really close with Pop as well. How have they, a lot of them being so young, how have they handled this situation and focused on, I guess, the task at hand in the meantime?
Obviously, he's going to say, like, these are, not saying that's a bad question, but, yeah, I mean, what else is he going to say here? I'll say, of course, they've taken his stride. They've done a great job. They've stayed professional. The softball question. I guess that's what it is. Yeah, softball questions. I mean, I guess there's no real, like, hardball question. Those were kind of asked at the beginning, right? I thought Carolina asked, like, hey, you know, what made you say it now? Like, is there anything that stood out, you know, recently? Did Pop? Because that was my main question, was, like, was Pop the one that said, hey, you can go ahead and release this? Or was it literally, we just need more information first? But, yeah.
Yeah, really well. But that doesn't mean it hasn't been hard, right? Again, I don't know that there's another person that means so much to another organization, sports or non-sports. And he's more than a coach, right? Like, I think when you think about it, he doesn't sit up here and talk X's and O's all the time, right? Like, he's talking about life and keeping things in the right perspective. And I think the guys, you know, they feel that that's a part of their growth and development, especially with the young group. And so it's different.
That is true. That is true. He's not just a coach, mentor. I mean, dang right, philosopher at times. I feel bad for some of the questions the interviewers have to ask. It is what it is.
Difficult, but again, I think they've done a really, really phenomenal job of staying focused and trying to stay in the moment. And as Pop would say, pound the rock.
Great. Thanks, y'all.
Pop would say pound the rock. I didn't know he said that. It hurt me to know the news about Pop. Well, we knew it was something, right? I like I said, I just didn't want to speculate. I didn't want to jump on here and say, guys, is it this? Do you think it's this? Do you think it's that? But we knew it was serious. Like, it was pretty obvious that it was serious, because Pop is not out to this extent unless it's something serious. So, I mean, it really has been some disgusting comments out there. Some really disgusting comments out there. Let me mention this, you know, since this is on the segment, I might as well, if anybody is listening, follow me on Blue Sky. Okay, so I'm also on Twitter, but I'm on Twitter, but I'm also on Blue Sky now, and which is a pretty decent app, man. It's a lot of people actually going. I think they got like 15 million newbies recently. Here, let me show you. I didn't already have it up. Yeah, follow me on there. I'm gonna be posting quite a bit on here. So if you go to Clan the Spurs Fan, you'll find me right here. So yeah, so follow me on Blue Sky, man. Some really good stuff there. But yeah, I appreciate the love in that regard. All right, maybe we should end this segment. Is Blue Sky like a better version of Twitter? Yeah, it's like Twitter without the toxicity. It's not toxic yet, so it's pretty cool. It's decent. Yeah, just follow. Just go to Blue Sky, Clan the Spurs Fan. I got 66 followers, so we got to get that up. Okay, nowhere near my 5,000 on Twitter, but we'll get there. Yeah, all right.